أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد أفضل صلواتك بعدد معلوماتك وبارك وسلم وصل عليه. Ayah number 235. وَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ, and there is no sin on you. فِيمَا غَرَّسْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْ خِطْبَةِ النِّسَاءِ, if you make a hint of betrothal or conceal أَوْ أَكْنَنْتُمْ فِي أَنفُسِكُمْ, or you conceal it in yourself. So it means that nikah in iddah, that is fasid. But a woman in iddah, if you are giving him a hint that you want to marry her, but not the marriage. For example, you tell her that, anyhow, I don't know why that guy divorced you. Otherwise, you are a noble lady. Got it? Okay. So this talk, that is allowed. But don't take a word of promise from her, because she is in iddah. That give me a gentlewoman word. After iddah you will marry me, not anybody else. That is not allowed. وَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ, and there is no sin on you. فِيمَا غَرَّسْتُمْ بِهِ تَعْرِيض. Ta'reez means giving a hint in your talk. Got it? فِيمَا غَرَّسْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْ خِطْبَةِ النِّسَاءِ, if you make a hint of betrothal of woman, أَوْ أَكْنَنْتُمْ فِي أَنفُسِكُمْ, and no sin on you if you conceal this desire in your heart. عَلِمَ اللَّهُ, Allah knows, أَنَّكُمْ سَتَذْكُرُونَهُنَّ, that you will mention them later on. أَنَّكُمْ سَتَذْكُرُونَهُنَّ, that you will mention them. وَلَكِنْ لَا تُوَاعِدُوهُنَّ, but make no promise of contract sirran, in secret. إِلَّا أَن تَقُولُوا قَوْلًا مَعْرُوفًا, but if you speak an honorable word to her, so honorable word, as I mentioned, that you are a noble lady. Yes, and what a lucky a person who will find a woman like you. Got it? وَلَا تَعْزِمُوا عُقْدَةَ النِّكَاحِ, and do not consummate the marriage. Azm uqdat al-nikah, consummation of marriage. وَلَا تَعْزِمُوا عُقْدَةَ النِّكَاحِ, and do not consummate the marriage. حَتَّى يَبْلُغَ الْكِتَابُ وَجَلَى, until the term prescribed is fulfilled, the iddah is passed. وَعَلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ, and know that Allah يَعْلَمُ مَا فِي أَنفُسِكُمْ, He knows what is in your heart. فَاحْذَرُوهُ, so have fear of Him. وَعَلَمُوا, and know أَنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all forgiving, halimun, and forbearing, or most bearing, or most forbearing. لا جناح عليكم إن طلقتم النساء, There is no sin on you if you divorce woman malam tamassuhunna while yet you have not touched them sexually. Aw tafridu lahunna fariza, and you have not appointed or prescribed for them faridatan a mahar. Dower. What?
Dower.
Dower. So now, the after effect of talaq. Number one, if the sex or khalwat sahiha took place, khalwat sahiha means loneliness without hindrance. So that is just like sexual intercourse, as far as the case of dower is concerned. That's called dukhul. What's called?
Dukhul.
Dukhul. So if the woman is married and the mahar was prescribed and she is divorced, so now on her there is iddah, number one. And number two, for her there is full mahar and full dower. Number two, the whole happened, sexual intercourse. But in contract, the mahar was not prescribed. And she is divorced. So on her there is iddah. And for her there is mahar misl. Mahar misl mean the dower of the same like woman in the same area. You can call it customary mahar. What?
Customary.
What modules of?
Customary mahar.
Customary mahar. If the whole did not happen but the mahar was appointed, but no dukhul took place, and divorce happened. So on her there is no iddah. And for her there is 50% of dower. If dukhul did not happen, and mahar was not prescribed also, and divorce happened, so no iddah, and for her there is mut'ah. What? And what is mut'ah? So mut'ah depend on the customs of the area, that what people are giving to a woman in such like circumstances. Got it?
Good.
So in this number one, the custom may be considered. And number two, the financial condition of the husband may be considered. Maybe rich people are giving a lot, even though the whole never happens. But a poor guy, that much he cannot do. So two things. Number one, the financial condition of the person, and what the people of that condition are giving in such like cases. Got it?
Good.
Or not it? That is iddah of talaq and the issue of mahar. What is?
If the mahar was stipulated and mahar was not stipulated,
So then what?
and khalwat sahiya did not happen, no
So
iddah.
half of the mahar.
Half of the mahar.
Mahar was prescribed, so half of the mahar.
And
If
it was
mahar is not prescribed, so then mut'ah.
mut'ah.
Got it?
Is that mustahab then?
No, that is lazim. Mut'a is lazim. Because that's in ayah. Look, and there is order. وَمَتِّعُوهُنَّ La junaha alaykum, there is no sin on you in talaqtumul nisaa, if you divorce woman. Ma lam tamassuhunna, and yet you have not touched her or touched them sexually. Aw tafrizu lahunna fariza, and you have not prescribed any dower or mar for them. Wa matti'uhunna, so give them mut'a. Give them mut'a. Alal musi qadaruhu, how much that mut'a should be? Alal musi qadaruhu, the rich according to his means. Wa alal muqtiri qadaru, and the poor according to his means. Mata'an bil ma'ruf, mata'an bil ma'ruf, and that will be on a reasonable amount. Mata'an bil ma'ruf, that will be
reasonable amount.
a reasonable amount. You cannot say take this $5 and just go away. Haqqan alal muhsinin, haqqan alal muhsinin, that's a duty on good doers. So duty is wajib. Duty is what?
Wajib.
Number one, matti'uhunna, amar. And number two, haqqan, so wajib. Got it?
Yes.
Because that's in the place of mahar. That's what?
In the place of mahar.
And to pay the mahar, that is wajib or that's mustahab?
Wajib.
Wajib. So same is the case of mut'ah. Got it?
Yes.
وَإِن طَلَّقْتُمُوهُنَّ, and if you divorce them, مِنْ قَبْلِ أَن تَمَسُّوهُنَّ, before you have touched them, وَقَدْ فَرَضْتُمْ لَهُنَّ فَرِيضَةً, and you have appointed to them the bridal money, the mahar, فَنِصْفُ مَا فَرَضْتُمْ, فَنِصْفُ مَا فَرَضْتُمْ, so then pay half of that. Look, I give you the brief and then this is the tafsir. Got it?
Yes.
Illa an yafuna. Illa an yafuna. So you have to pay the half. Illa an yafuna. Then pay the half. But if they, mean the woman, agree to forego it, I am not asking for any mahar. So it's her right if she is not taking. So she cannot throw it on her face. Got it? Illa an yafuna, but they agree to drop it. Aw yafu wallazi biyadi uqdatun nikahi, or yafu wallazi, that one, they forgive, biyadi, in whose hand is uqdatun nikahi. In whose hand is uqdatun nikahi, the knot of nikah is. So knot of nikah is in the hand of the husband. In the hand of the husband. So some people, they pay the whole mahar at the time of nikah. They pay the whole mahar at the time of nikah. Now if talaq before touching happened, so woman is eligible for 50%, but she had already taken 100%. Got it?
Yes.
So now the husband has the right to ask for 50% return, tax return. Yes? Got it? That's what?
Tax.
That tax return, that return the tax, half of that. Got it? But if the husband says, no, I don't want it. So that's his right. He doesn't want. أو يعفو الذي بيده عقدة النكاح. وأن تعفوا, and if you forgive in both cases, especially the men, because man is not looking good, asking for money back. Got it?
Yes.
One tafu, and that you forgive, aqrabul taqwa, that is more nearer to taqwa. Wala tansaul fazla bainakum, and do not forget al fazla. So what is fazl? So fazl, actually, look at me. Number one, grace. Number one?
Grace.
Grace. So what type of grace that is? Wala tansaul fazla. And do not forget about the relation between you both. Because based on nikah, some relation established. From relation? Established. So in relation, people do forgive lot of things. People do forgive lot of things. So you will be asking for 50% money back. Wala tansawul fazla, and another meaning that is technical. Wala tansawul fazla, and forget not the liberality between you both, because you got liberality to one another, talking to one another on telephone, even though sexual touch has not happened, but that was also a type of liberality. But the first interpretation is prior. Wala tansawul fazla, and forget not the relation bainakum, between you both, in Allah. Verily Allah bima ta'maluna basir, on what you are doing He is watching that. Hafizu ala salawati. So ayah number 238 and 239. We can call it in modern terminology commercial. What? Commercial. Got it? The Nuhat, they call such like thing Jumla Mu'tariza. They call such like thing, in literature they call it what? Jumla Mu'tariza. But in Tafsir we call it Idkhal Ilahi. We call it what? Idkhal Ilahi. That Allah is talking about marriage and its rules, but in between, as people are very attentive, look at me, there is topic when you are too much attentive. So right in the middle, the person concerned who is talking about, he puts something which is not related to the topic, but that's an important point, so he brings it forth. Because people are attentive, they will absorb it. People are attentive, they will absorb it. So now people were attentive to these rules, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the important thing, that's called what? Idkhal Ilahi. Got it?
Yes.
That's called what? And in literature, sometimes there is hidden words, so not hidden word, hidden sentence, so we call it idmaj. We call it what? Idmaj. But anyhow, this is idkhal ilahi. Hafizu ala salawati, guard strictly ala salawati, all prayers. So prayer is the much more important as far as amal is concerned. Inna awwala ma yuhasabu bihi al-mar'i yawm al-qiyamati as-salah. Inna awwala ma yuhasabu bihi al-mar'u yawm al-qiyamati as-salah. The first thing a person would be questioned on the day of judgment, that is prayer. So now as people are attentive, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought forth this important thing, salat. Hafizu ala salawati, guard strictly 5 prayer. So guarding mean all 5 you must do. Number 1, and do it in its proper way. All 5 you must do. And every prayer you must do in a proper way, that is muhafazat. Got it, Mawli Yusuf?
Yes.
What is muhafazat?
To do it
Two things. Number 1, all 5 prayers, and number 2, every prayer
in the proper way.
in the proper way. Hafizu ala salawati, guard strictly 5 prayer of all prayers. So all prayers are how many? 5. Was-salatil wusta, and especially the middle prayer. Was-salatil wusta, and especially the middle prayer. So which one is the middle prayer? As we mentioned in the aqwal of Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept Ism Azam secret in Quran, Laylatul Qadr in Ramadan, and middle prayer in prayers. So that's why there are aqwal. Each and every prayer is considered a middle prayer according to different fuqaha and mufassirin and muhaddiseen. So some of them said that Salat Fajr is the middle prayer, because that's in the end of night and the start of day. Got it?
Yes.
Some others say that Salat Zuhr is the middle prayer, because that is after sun inclined to the west. which is middle almost. Our Asr prayer is the middle prayer because that's in between 2 and 2. 2 prayer on one side and 2 on other. Maghrib is the middle prayer because that's in the end of day. Or Isha is the middle prayer because that's in the beginning of night. Got it? Yeah. Imam Abu Hanifa says Asr prayer. Hafizu ala salawati. So God strictly all prayers was salatil wusta and especially the middle prayer. وَقُومُوا لِلَّهِ قَانِتِينَ and stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala munqadin muti'in. وَقُومُوا لِلَّهِ قَانِتِينَ very obedient and humble. Very obedient and humble. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. وَقُومُوا لِلَّهِ قَانِتِينَ and stand before Allah humble and obedient. فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ and if you fear فَرِجَالًا أَوْ رُكْبَانًا so perform the prayer رِجَالًا walking on foot أَوْ رُكْبَانًا or riding a ride. So that is regarding nafal because none of the 4 ayyamah they have allowed any first prayer in walking or in riding. Got it? Yusuf?
Yes.
Got it? Got it? Not it?
Not it.
So where you were?
I was just catching up this one.
Okay. So all 4 schools of jurisprudence, none of them has allowed any prayer in walking or in riding. So this ayah is applicable to nafal prayer. Because nafal prayer, you can pray in sitting even though you can stand and you can pray. Got it? So nafal prayer is a relaxed prayer. فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ فَرِجَالًا and if you fear the enemy and you want to pray nafal, فَرِجَالًا so prayer, perform the prayer walking أَوْ رُكْبَانًا or riding. فَإِذَا أَمِنْتُمْ and when you are in safety, فَذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ so then remember Allah mean perform the prayer. كَمَا عَلَّمَكُمْ مَا لَمْ تَكُونُوا تَعْلَمُونَ so kama that is tashbih and kama also ta'lil. So here is ta'lil. Kama allamakum. So kama ta'lil is in the meaning of is. Is allamakum ma lam takunu ta'lamun because he taught you what you use not to know and to understand. So now idkhal ilahi finished. So again back to the same chapter. وَالَّذِينَ يَتَوَفَّوْنَ مِنْكُمْ and those of you who die وَيَذَرُونَ أَزْوَاجًا and they are leaving behind أَزْوَاجًا wives وَصِيَّةً لِأَزْوَاجِهِمْ فَلْيُوصُوا وَصِيَّةً so they must make a wasiyah. They must make a bequest. Or they should bequest, which is called bequest, yes, but word, so bequest. Verb, that is bequest. وَصِيَّةً لِأَزْوَاجِهِمْ they must have a bequest لِأَزْوَاجِهِمْ for their wives. مَتَاعًا إِلَى الْحَوْلِ for maintenance and residence إِلَى الْحَوْلِ up to 1 year غير إخراج without turning them out. That for example somebody is dying and he has wife or wives. Got it? If the children are there, they will take care of their mom. But if there is no children, so the guy is making a wasiyah that because who will be here? Either the brothers or the uncles or the cousins or so and so on. So he must make a wasiyah that look, don't cause trouble to this poor lady. At least she was my wife. So at least give her 1 year, yes, not to leave the house. Don't turn her out right away or after 4 months and 10 days. Otherwise, legally, she is entitled for 4 months and 10 days. But after 4 months and 10 days, they have the right to ask her to leave. Got it? But now the husband, he made a bequest that please don't do that. Got it? And that is one of the ayah which Imam Waliullah also said that this is mansukh. This is mansukh by the ayah of Surah At-Talaq. Because in ayah Talaq, يَتَرَبَّصْنَ بِأَنفُسِهِنَّ Surah Baqarah, يَتَرَبَّصْنَ بِأَنفُسِهِنَّ 4 أشهر وعشرة. 4 أشهر وعشرة. So that is the legal right, but this is recommended, not to turn her out. وَالَّذِينَ يُتَوَفَّوْنَ مِنْكُمْ, and those of you who die, وَيَذَرُونَ أَزْوَاجًا, and they are leaving behind wives, وَصِيَّةً فَلْيُوصُوا وَصِيَّةً, so they should bequeath, لِأَزْوَاجِهِمْ, in favor of their wives, mata'an, to use and utilize, or to have maintenance, إِلَى الْحَوْلِ, up to 1 year, غَيْرَ إِخْرَاجٍ, without turning them out, فَإِنْ خَرَجْنَا بِأَنفُسِهِنَّ, but if they themselves want to leave, if the woman themselves, they want to leave, so what you can do? فَإِنْ خَرَجْنَا, but if they want to leave themselves, فَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ, so there is no scenario, فِيمَا فَعَلْنَ فِي أَنفُسِهِنَّ, whatever they are doing regarding their selves, مِن مَعْرُوفٍ, provided it should be in a permissible way. It should be in a permissible way. وَاللَّهُ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is almighty and all-wise. وَلِلْمُطَلَّقَاتِ, and for divorced woman, مَتَاعٌ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, there is maintenance on a reasonable scale. وَلِلْمُطَلَّقَاتِ, and for divorced woman, مَتَاعٌ, there is maintenance بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, on a reasonable scale. حَقًّا عَلَى الْمُتَّقِينَ, that's a duty on pious people. كَذَلِكَ يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ, and thus Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make clear ayat, his laws and his rules, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ, so you people may have aql. So you people may have aql. أَلَمْ تَرَ إِلَى الَّذِينَ خَرَجُوا مِنْ دِيَارِهِمْ. So now, the rabat, or the connection of this story with the previous ayat, that is to obey the rules of Allah in each and every aspect of life. So regarding nikah and talaq and mut'a and mahar and things like that, the rules already mentioned. You must follow that. You must follow that. And if defense is needed, what? Defense is, so that's also the law of Allah. You must defend. You must defend. Number 1, your honor. Number 2, your life. Number 3, your wealth. Number 4, your country. Got it? So that is for us. To defend it, that is what? That is for us. And that is very better for us. Those who cannot do it, so they run away and they run out. But those who know the value of that for us, they stay there. And yes, the Afghans, yes, they did like this. That is Bismillah, Takbir. And they started it for 40 years. But we ran away. Yes, all of us, what we did?
Ran away.
We ran away, yes. We should not conceal the truth. We ran out. So, all of us, we are Fareen. We are what? Fareen, the running out people. You got it? Those who were men, they stayed there. They stayed or not?
Yes.
And what they did? They showed their manhood. They showed their aqeedah and they showed their iman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them.
Ameen.
May Allah give them a big reward.
Ameen.
To all those who did jihad, either they are alive or those who sacrificed their lives, may Allah give them a big reward.
Ameen.
And those who got injured, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them a big reward. Or those who are defending their country now in Palestine, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them.
Ameen.
They are people. They are people. Yes, Mararum says, K. کہ تو کے از میدان جنگ بگریختی تو کے از میدان جنگ بگریختی باروان بزدلان آمیختی. And buzdilan would be, ya subhanallah, punished properly. May Allah forgive and forbid. May Allah forgive and forbid. والتولي يوم الزحف. Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi alayh narrated a hadith. والتولي يوم الزحف, running away of combat for the sake of Islam. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that's Akbarul Kabair. That's what?
Akbarul Kabair.
Akbarul Kabair. The bigger of the biggest sin. Inna lillahi. Inna ilayhi raji'un. I have excuse. Yes. Number one, I'm not from Afghanistan, but still I had my own share in jihad. Alhamdulillah, if Allah will accept it. Got it? So anyhow. So now here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is relating the story of the children of Israel. That they were running away of death. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused them death there when they ran out. Alam tara ilal lazina, have you not seen those kharaju min diyarihim, who went out of their houses, wamudufune, they were in thousands, hazar al-maut, they were fearing death. فَقَالَ لَهُمُ اللَّهُ, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to them, Mutu, die, or be dead. Summa ahyam, so they died, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He resurrected them. So He told, why you were running away of death? Death and life both are in the hands of Allah. Inna Allah lazu fadlin ala nasi. Verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is full of bounty to mankind. وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَشْكُرُونَ, but most of people, they do not pay thanks. وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, and fight in the path of Allah. وَعَلَمُوا and know أَنَّ اللَّهَ سَمِيعٌ عَلِيمٌ, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all hearer and all knower. So now fight is fight, but it need money. It need. So at that time there was no any national exchequer permanent. An emergency, they were donating. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Man zallazi yuqridullaha qardan hasana, who is that one who will lend to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a noble loan? Qard hasan mean? Noble loan. And noble loan is such a loan which you are giving to someone who is asking for without fixing any date of prepayment. Without fixing any date of prepayment. That's on his ease. That is? On his ease. So let's call Qazi Hasan. That's called? Qazi Hasan. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, don't be in hurry asking for its repayment or recompense. Leave it to Allah. When He is giving you the recompense, you will be happy when He will recompense. Man zallazi yuqridullaha, who is that one يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ will lend Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala qarzan hasana, a noble loan, فَيُضَاعِفَهُ لَهُ أَضْعَافًا كَثِيرًا, and he may multiply it to him many, many times. وَاللَّهُ يَقْبِضُ, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreases. وَيَبْسُطُ, and he increases. وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ, and to him you shall return. أَلَمْ تَرَ إِلَى الْمَلَإِ مِنْ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ. So when children of Israel, they became covered, Buzdil and Juban. So Goliath, he attacked their area, destroyed their country, imprisoned their women and children, killed them in hundreds of thousands. They lost their honor and their dignity and everything. We are thankful to those mujahideen who fought for 40 years constantly and continuously. Got it? Got or not? Yes. We kept our honor and dignity because of them. Yes. They guarded our dignity and our honor. Otherwise, everything was gone. Otherwise, everything was gone. When here someone say that I'm Pashto, I say, sit down. Sit down. Yes. Got it. Yes, if Allah will forgive you, so just say Alhamdulillah. Otherwise, your claim of a good Muslim and your claim of a good Pashto, it does not make sense to me. At least to me, it does not make sense. Got it?
Yes.
So we have the right to claim?
No.
No. Nobody who ran away when Russian came and they ran out, they don't have the right to claim that they are good Muslims or to claim that they are good Pashtuns or they have perfect Seerah. Got it? Alam tara ilal mala'i min bani Israel. And when they defeated one power and after that so many powers, yes, so here we said, we did it. Oh bro, what you did? You were eating that big bunch and filling up the gutter. Yes. Alam tara ilal malai min bani Israila. Have you not seen ilal malai min bani Israila? That group of the children of Israel, min ba'di Musa, after Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, is qalu li nabiyyin lahum ib'as lana malikan. When they said to their prophet, his name was Samuel. What? S-A-M-U-E-L. Samuel. Some books they write Shemuel, so this is a different pronunciation of the same name. Samuel and Shemuel. Is qalu li nabiyyin lahum. When they said to their prophet Samuel alayhi salatu wasalam, ib'as lana malikan, appoint for us malikan, a ruler, a king. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in a hadith, al-imamu junna yuqatalu min wara'ih. What is, write it down? Yes, I notice you that regarding jihad and fight, any hadith you are not writing it. Yes. I am not sending you to fight, but anyhow, deen is deen. We have to talk about that. Yes, deen is deen. Yes, that's also good. Actually, our conscience is pinching us. That, oh guy, you are talking about these things. Yes. Got it? That you are talking about these things. Yes or not?
Yes, yes.
So al-imamu junnatun. Imam means the ruler. Islamic ruler is a shield. Yuqatalu min wara'i. Under his leadership, and on his back, under his leadership, the fight is fought. And there is a qaida fiqhiyya. That la qitala illa bil imam. There is no fight but under imam. There is no fight but under imam. So people are getting that excuse. As one imam is not there, okay, a group is there? Yes. A group of leaders is there, they have a shura, that's the place of imam. Yes, think about the cause, that what they are fighting for. Somebody also?
Yes.
La qitala
Illa bil
illa bil imam. So that's a well-known rule. So then I put in qaida fiqhiyya another qaida. I made it. Yeah, that la imam illa qitala illa bil imam. ولكن مع ذلك لا imam illa bil qital. When fight is needed, yes, so imam must do that. If he does not do that, he must be deposed. He must be deposed. That what are you sitting here for, eating baklava or what? Got it? Alam tara ilal malay min bani Israila, have you not thought, or have you not looked at that group of the children of Israel, min ba'di Musa, after Musa, is qalu li nabiyillahum, when they said to their prophet, ib'as lana malikan, appoint for us a king, nuqatil fi sabilillah, so we may fight in the path of Allah. Because when they lost everything, yes, so they came to their sense back. They came to their sense back. May Allah forgive and forbid, may Allah forgive and forbid, may Allah forgive and forbid. If the Soviet would have taken the whole of Afghanistan and they would have been sitting there, and nothing was in the hands of Afghans, so for sure then they were going back that now we have to take it back. But those who sacrificed their lives, they saved your property as well. Got it? So now as children of Israel, they lost everything. So they came and crying to their prophet that we did wrong. We need a ruler. We want to fight under his umbrella and under his leadership. And that was the time when a Nabi was a spiritual leader and a king was a political leader. Because both got together only to Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, after that it was started. Otherwise before that, the ruler was not a prophet. Ruler was any other person the prophet was appointing him. But in his politics, he was subject to the prophet. He was subject to the prophet. Everything he was asking from the prophet. Got it?
Yes.
Or not it? So in Shia Mazhab, they call it walayat faqih. They call it what? Walayat faqih. That yes, vote will be going on and president will be there in Iran. But actually all his politics is subject to Khamenei. Walayat faqih. Before him it was to Imam Khomeini. That is the mazhab of whom? Shia. But according to Al-Sunnah, the political leader is the Khalifa. But it is must for a Khalifa to have a shura, consultative council. Majlis Shura, what? Consultative council. And consultative council is consist of, number one, Ahlul Halli wal Aqd. Ahlul Halli wal Aqd. Ahlul Halli wal Aqd, community leaders who have people behind them. Who have people behind them. For example, tribal chief. He says to his tribe, hundreds of thousands of people, stand up, so they stand up. When he says sit, so they sit. Got it? So he is called Sahibul Halli wal Aqd. So number one, these type of people. And number two, Ahlul Ijtihad. Ahlul Ijtihad wal Khibra. In modern terminology, they are called the technocrats. Technocrats are the experts of different fields. What? Experts of different fields. And number 3, Ahlul Shura. So Ahlul Shura are people who have al-aql as-saqib wal-ra'i as-sa'ib. They have a very sharp aql and they are giving very swift opinion. Sharp aql and swift opinion. So these 3 types of people, from them the Khalifa is bound to make a shura. To make it? Shura. Got it? If such like system is established, any wrong will happen?
No.
What does it say?
No.
So we want to make you Khalifa.
Can you call them like a government? If the Amir and...
That is government. Whatever title you are giving him, but Islamically he is called Khalifa. Got it? Is qalu li nabiy lahum, when they said to their prophet, Ib'as lana malikan, appoint for us malikan, a king, nuqatil fi sabilillahi, so we may fight in the path of Allah. Qala ahal asaytum in kutiba alaykumul qitalu alla tuqatilu. So what do you say? Look at the ibarat. Actually the ibarat is that hal asaytum alla tuqatilu in kutiba alaykumul qital. Got it?
Yes.
Hal asaytum alla, are you not close to no fighting if the fight has become incumbent on you? Because he was knowing and observed their history and their past. That why they lost to their enemy everything, because they were not fighting. They were not fighting. In Arabic there is a saying, يُفْعَلُ بِالسِّنَانِ مَا لَا يُفْعَلُ بِاللِّسَانِ. What do you say? Write it down. قال العرب يُفْعَلُ بِالسِّنَانِ مَا لَا يُفْعَلُ بِاللِّسَانِ. Sometimes the sword does a thing which Dalil cannot do. Dalil you will give it to a reasonable guy, so he will accept it. Hard-headed, stubborn people, you will give him Dalil? They do not listen to Dalil. They listen to only. Yes, got it?
Yes.
قال هل عصيتم ألا تقاتلوا. He said, would you then refrain from fighting? إن كتب عليكم القتال, if fighting was prescribed for you or became incumbent on you. This is not your case. Is this not the case that you will not fight? Look, to make it simple. Is this not right? If the fight will become incumbent on you, that you will not fight. Because I observe you. I have seen you. You were not fighting, that's why you lost it. Got it?
Yes.
That's why your families, they are in their prisons. And the bad thing for a nation is, if their children or women are in the prison of the enemy. You got it? They throw away the property, what you will do with the money and gold and silver. Because with that, your dignity and honor is gone. With money, your honor and dignity does not go anywhere. It goes? Say. But if your women and children are in the prison of the enemy, so then what? And this is the history. In the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ya subhanallah. Yes. Nobody from Muslim was caught as prisoner of war. Got it? In certain cases, for example, some people caught, they were not in the battlefield. Like Huzaifa and Hasil, radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma. Yes, they were visiting the area as informer for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so they caught them. It was not in combat. In combat, not even a single person was ever captured by the kuffar. Yes, this is not a history. What do you say?
Yes.
This is a history or not?
Yes.
What a good history that is. Got it?
Yes.
Ya Allah. قال هل عصيتم ألا تقاتلوا. He said, would you then refrain from fighting? In كتب عليكم القتال, if fighting became incumbent on you. قالوا. So they said, وما لنا ألا نقاتل. وَمَا لَنَا أَلَّا نُقَاتِلَ. Why should we not fight فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ in the cause of Allah? وَقَدْ أُخْرِجْنَا مِنْ دِيَارِنَا. وَقَدْ أُخْرِجْنَا, little meaning is we have been turned out from our houses and from our children. وَقَدْ أُخْرِجْنَا مِنْ دِيَارِنَا وَأَبْنَائِنَا. سَلَبُوهُمْ. Salabuhum anna. They have taken our properties and they have taken our families. وَقَدْ أُخْرِجْنَا مِنْ دِيَارِنَا وَأَبْنَائِنَا. While we have been turned out of our house and our children. فَلَمَّا كُتِبَ عَلَيْهِمُ الْقِتَالُ. But when the fight became incumbent on them, تَوَلَّوْا. So they turned around, إِلَّا قَلِيلًا مِّنْهُمْ, but only a few of them. But only a few of them. So in the time of Jihad, so many people, they ran out of Afghanistan, or so many people stayed here. Ran out of Afghanistan. Those who were in position to fight, they ran out of Afghanistan. Only a few, they stayed behind. Because women are not for fight, children are not for older people, they are not for fight. Got it? So a few thousand people, but they were. وَقَدْ أُخْرِجْنَا مِنْ دِيَارِنَا وَأَبْنَائِنَا. And I have seen them at that time in Jihad. The way they were fighting wholeheartedly. They were enjoying it. They were enjoying it. And when they were going to do Jihad, so they were saying, so let's have some barbecue and then we should go. So when they ate it, so right after food, they used to say, Takbir! Allah Akbar. Ya Subhanallah. وَقَدْ أُخْرِجْنَا مِنْ دِيَارِنَا وَأَبْنَائِنَا فَلَمَّا كُتِبَ عَلَيْهِمُ الْقِتَالُ. فَلَمَّا كُتِبَ عَلَيْهِمُ الْقِتَالُ. Once I was there in Peshawar, so I was in a car and I was going, and suddenly I saw one Afghan. So I told the driver, just, yes, stop. So he stopped. So he said, Assalamu alaikum. He said, Wa alaikum Qazi, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. He said, when you came, he said a few days before. I said, okay, sir, come on. Let's go somewhere to enjoy. He said, okay, I'll be happy for some time to be with you. I said, because I remember in the Sangar when you were fighting wholeheartedly. He said, oh, Qazi said, now that Iman, we don't have it. He said, that Iman, no more we have it. I said, no, the way you were doing. Yes. So he was saying that, Qazi said, actually you were. I said, what I was doing? Yes, I was hitting the stones. Yes, I was hitting what? The stones, because my target was not that good. Got it? He said, no, but the way you were inspiring us, that was too much. Anyhow, I said, okay, Mullah, we are only for talk. Yes, we the Mullah what?
Only for
For talk, and then let's go, food is ready. وَقَدْ أُخْرِجْنَا مِنْ دِيَارِنَا, we had been turned out, or we have been turned out of our houses, وَأَبْنَائِنَا, and our sons. فَلَمَّا كُتِبَ عَلَيْهِمُ الْقِتَالُ, and when the fighting was ordered for them, تَوَلَّوْا, they turned around, إِلَّا قَلِيلًا مِنْهُمْ, but only a few of them. وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِالظَّالِمِينَ. So now those who turned around from fight and ran away, Allah says they are zalim, and Allah knows zalim very well. وَصَلَّى اللَّهُ تَعَالَى عَلَى خَيْرِ خَلْقِهِ مُحَمَّدٍ وَآلِهِ وَأَصْحَابِهِ أَجْمَعِينَ. Ya Allah.